We're talking about how do you feel about the debts that you owe? Have you ever paid back the debts? What kind of debts are we talking about? I'm not just talking about financial. I'm talking about emotional, spiritual, mental, physical, those kind of debts. Every day we live life, it's about checks and balances. Every single day. That's what we do, right? Checks and balances. And sometimes, man, shit's out of balance. Sometimes you put more into one thing and you're not getting nothing back. Sometimes something's putting into you and you don't give shit back to that. Now you in debt. Sometimes people are indebted to you. Sometimes you're indebted to people. You're indebted to activities. It doesn't matter. I sit around every day and I think to myself, how pissed off can I be every day? I'm going to be honest with you. Majority of the time, I might look like I'm pretty calm. I act calm. But there are times when I'm upset. And I'm allowed to be upset. You're allowed to be upset. Don't ever let somebody tell you that you being upset is a bad thing. Because it's not. You're allowed to feel something. You're allowed to be upset. You're allowed to think about things negatively. You're allowed to not know what path you're on. You're allowed to not know what type of direction you need to go in. Man, we're all there. We all don't always know where we need to be and what we need to do. And I understand that sometimes people make you think that that's not a thing, that you can't feel that way, that that's not allowed. Man, fuck that, man. I'm going to be honest with you. It doesn't matter what somebody says. Because at the end of the day, people are going to leave your ass. People are going to leave you high and dry. That's real life. If you think every fucking person around you is going to have your back at the end of the day, man, they ain't. So you need to learn how to have your back. You need to learn how to pay back debts. You need to learn how to collect debts. Because as people sit here, they get indebted to you, and you say to yourself, well, if I let them put a little bit more time into me, it's okay. Fuck it. Sometimes you got to have debt forgiveness. Sometimes you got to say to yourself, I'm not even dealing with that bullshit. Because the debt that is owed to you is not worth collecting all the time. It's not. The weight that debt carries on top of you is more than it's worth collecting. It's going to cause you more negativity than it is positivity. And I'm going to tell you right now, there are days when you're going to wake up and you're going to be so damn negative, you're going to be indebted with the amount of negative shit that you have to deal with and feel on a daily basis. If you think that you're going to wake up, man, and it's going to be rainbows and unicorns and happy shit every day, then you're out of your mind. There are days when you're going to be pissed off. There's days when everything around you seems like dog shit. It seems like everything around you is turning to shit, where nothing you're doing is making any type of positive. You're not moving forward. You're not taking steps forward. Nothing is working out. People around you seem to be tearing you down. You seem to just be letting everybody down, letting everything down, and that's how it's going to seem. But the debt you owe to yourself by you is going to need to be repaid. If you sat here and you treated yourself like shit every single day you treated yourself like shit, and you woke up knowing that you treated yourself like shit, you're going to know that at the end of the day, that you're going to feel like shit, look at yourself like shit, have a negative attitude, and it's going to carry itself on to the next day because the debt is still owed to yourself. Everybody else's debt, who cares? Who cares? They're not going to be around long enough to even matter anyway. Because I promise you, man, as much as somebody can sit here and tell you that they give a shit about you right now, if you were gone for 2 years, they would forget about you. I promise you, they'll forget about you. Because everybody operates on a year, 2 year basis. Nah, that shit ain't around for 2 years. Deuces. Fuck you then. Bye. That's how you have to think. Don't fucking sit there and tell yourself that you're negative and you're going to continue to be negative because of some bullshit that's gone in 2 years. When you operate in your life, you can't remember shit from 2 years. Half the time you can't even remember that bullshit. But the things you do, those are the things that might matter to you, right? But the bullshit that you put debt on yourself by negative feelings about something that doesn't matter in 2 years, you need to get rid of that shit. You need to say to yourself, I'm not carrying that bullshit anymore, and I'm going to change my life. And it doesn't matter about how you feel. It doesn't matter about how you're going to go about it. It doesn't matter about how somebody looks at you on how you're dealing with it. Everybody deals with shit differently. Everybody deals with paying shit back differently. You might have to take a minute to yourself. You might have to take time for yourself and say, hey, you know what? I'm going to take time for myself and I'm going to reject everything else around me. I don't care. I don't care if that's what it takes for you to do it. Because at the end of the day, how are you going to move forward when you're carrying some big ass bag of debt for some bullshit that you didn't want to get over, or you didn't want to push through, or you wanted to push down? It's time to grab your nuts. It's time to grab your shit and say, I'm going to get over this. I'm going to push through, and I'm going to win every day. It doesn't matter how I win it. I'm going to win it. If it's one small ass step, let's just say, man, you were so down, you got off work, you got home, you were so damn tired, you didn't want to brush your teeth before bedtime. Now, we know that's nasty. We know that that's nasty, right? But I know that that's a loss. You lost in that day because that's something you might do every day. You need to tell yourself that there's things that are non-negotiables. Because that right there, that missed opportunity, that's a piece of debt that you let on. It's a piece of negative debt that you let on. Because you didn't do that. And you're going to think about it the next morning and go, man, I can't believe I didn't do that. I'm going to do it now, but man, I don't know why I didn't do it last night. Because it's debt. It's debt. Everything that you have going against you is debt. It's going to need to be paid back. So how do you pay it back? How do you change your life? Small wins every day, over and over. Small wins. If every day you wake up and you say, I'm going to brush my teeth this exact same way, I'm going to go to bed and brush my teeth this exact same way, no matter what, then that's what you need to do. If you say to yourself, hey, I'm going to make my bed every day. You woke up that morning and you didn't make your bed. You could go home and get in that bed right now. You could pull the blankets over, get into bed, and you call it a day. But if it makes that you have to go upstairs, go into your room, make your bed, and then get in it, doesn't matter that you just made it. You made a decision that you were not going to lose that day on making your bed. You weren't going to let that be a debt of a missed opportunity to be better every day and be more organized and understand that that's the way your life is going to be. So understand something, that the debt and the shit you owe to other people, man, it makes no difference. It makes no difference. They're going to leave. They're not going to remember you. But the debt you owe yourself right now, that shit needs paid back. Whether it be in small increments, slow, it doesn't matter if it takes you the rest of your damn life. You need to pay back the debt to yourself. And get the hell after it, man.